there we go. Yeah, perfect image. Really, yeah, that's the perfect image, right? Nezuko standing there. It was nice. It's a very nice, wholesome moment, right? Generally speaking, yeah. I didn't feel that sad. It was sad when she was burning. It started out really sad when she was burning. But, like I said in the reaction report, I just felt that she was going to be alive. I just felt that, I keep saying it right, but I just felt that there was like, oh no, this is like, what makes sense is that she is the one that can survive in the fire because of their, their sound power, right? So, it was sad, but I just had it back in my head that, nah, she's gonna be fine somehow. Yeah, she's gonna be somebody. And then it turned into this like sad moment into like a really wholesome moment, right? Where she's like, hey Oni-chan, yeah, oh hi Oni-chan. She comes walking there super happy, It's like I love you. So that was adorable, yeah. And it was kind of cute that she can't speak now, but she clearly can't say that many words, right? She was kind of like muttering kind of slowly. She was like, oh hi yo, right? And like Yokatta. She basically said Yokatta, Daishibu Yokatta all the time, yeah. Yokatta, like, oh, isn't that great, I guess. Yeah, Yokatta was translated to, isn't that good, or isn't that great, or whatever, right? Or that went well, or whatever. That's kind of how you would translate the word, right? And it's also, like, with another spelling, it's also a clothing, right? A Yokatta can also be like like a summer dress, right? But they're spelled, Japanese have kanji, so different kinds, but obviously. But anyways, that was adorable. And that was a really wholesome, sweet moment, yeah. I keep feeling Nezuko's gonna survive the thing. I keep thinking that, as I am honest, I feel it makes sense because they're some British. Can survive the burning fire. I think so. She kicks him away. No, Nezuko! She's like, go and save them! Yeah, she kicks him away. My god, Nezuko like, this is pain, man. This is pain. Little Nezuko just kicks him away. I just think she's gonna die. I just feel so convinced that Nezuko won't die here. I'm sorry, but this is sad, but I'm also like, I'm just so convinced, everyone, that Nezuko is gonna unlock some like, oh, I can stand in the fire because I'm the sun demon thing. Nezuko is a sun breather, right? See? I'm calling it! Nezuko is gonna be like a half vampire blade thing. She's gonna be able to go like blade. She's perfectly fine now because she is sun breathing. She can somehow look normal too. She can come out here and look like she's back. If anyone was gonna be able to die, Shobu! It's adorable now. She gets targeted, maybe not very much though, but yeah, Yokatta! Yokatta, Oni-chan! Yokatta! Non-Mitsu is also like, Yokatta! Yokatta indeed! She's like, Yokatta? Yokatta! And then both of them are like, Yokatta indeed! It started to create like a loop there. When Mitsu is like also broken, like, Yokatta. Yeah, they're both just spamming the same word. And of course, we saw Genya getting all, he was like all thirsty when Mitsu hugged him. It does feel funny, right, in her flashback we had last week or so on, that, her shit that love Hashira, she wants to have, sex or whatever, what I mean, she's like a thirsty Hashira. And all the guys, like Genya and so on, wants to smash her, right? So, yeah, her backstory doesn't make any sense. When the guy was like, I can't marry you, you got strange hair color, yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ, but every other male character is like in love with Mitsu, right? They all want to smash her, and then the guy, when she was gonna get married, was like, no, I can't marry you, you got pink hair, you're a weirdo. Like, it didn't make any sense, right? No, it didn't make any sense whatsoever. It really didn't. It really didn't make any sense. Jesus Christ, that, her flashback's still good though, but yeah, that's a little bit dark. You're like, yeah, okay. But anyway, I am disappointed though, and I get freaking baited, man, in the comment. God damn, you guys baited me. So in the last comment section, it was more than one person being like, oh, you're gonna love next episode. It's gonna be so much Mitsuru. She had like 1 minute screen time. God, I am baited, man. Oh god, you manga readers are mean, man. You manga readers are all mean, yeah, that was mean. It was like, yeah, gonna be so much Mitsuru. She's like the main character. No, but I mean, I don't care that much, but I will say that it was disappointing that she had like 1 minute screen time. Overall, and I said earlier, right, but overall, the Mitsuru bait of the season is massive, yeah. She appears in episode 1, right? She's all like, oh boys, and then she basically is gone, appears in episode 5 or 6 for like 5-10 minutes, right? And then, last week, yeah. So she had very little screen time, seriously, right? Absolutely. This episode she had like 2-3 minutes screen time. Jesus Christ, in like a 50-minute episode she had 2 minutes screen time. So Mitsuru is definitely a massive bait, and I said it already 2 weeks ago that she was way too much baited, right? But yeah, and of course, someone's gonna be a spoiler or what. I'm sitting here with the Mitsuru and being like, yeah, I feel baited, guys. What happened to Mitsuru? That seems bad. But anyway, let's about Nezuko. So Nezuko, she can breathe in the sun, right? It was nice. It was wholesome. I called it. I liked that he was in the giant guy. That was hilarious. I was like, oh, the Smurf guy can turn big again. My God, he got so much power. Tanjiro kills him, but doesn't actually kill him, right? And it's actually that he's inside the heart. I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's actually inside the heart of the big guy. Of course he is. His powers were so over the top, man. He's like, I'm big, yeah. But when I saw he was inside the big guy, I was like, okay, yeah, no, you know what? That actually makes the most sense because he can then survive in the sun and so on, right? I mean, it is temporarily while the body is burning and so on. So it actually made a lot of sense. And yeah, when the time she was occupying, something, whatever. I wish they said no. The episode honestly felt a little slow, right? For being like a double episode, and let's be fair, it's a double episode, right? It's not a triple episode. They said 70 minutes, but clearly it is like, you know, as I think most people guessed, right? The episode is 2 episodes, right? It's like 45, 50 minutes, right? But I have to say this thing. The episode was great, but it definitely felt kind of slow paced for being like, you know, like everything with Nezuko was great, but the first like 10 minutes, but then basically they're running after him again. Yeah, it was like they were like running after him with the katanas being like, oh, we can't get him. So the first like 10 minutes felt kind of like, they were, I wouldn't say they were terrible, but they were a little bit like, oh god, we're gonna do this round thing again, man? We're gonna do the whole like running after the tiny guy for another 10 minutes? And then it got really good, of course, when they were falling down the hill, behind them, Nezuko there, right? And Nezuko is in the fire, Nezuko is crying, Tanjiro upside down crying was really good, and he was like crying while she was flipping him away and so on. So it really became a great episode, but the first 10 minutes were definitely weak. The first 10 minutes were like, oh no, we are running after this guy again for like another for another episode. I'm like, no, just end it, please, just end it. Yeah, it was a little hilarious kind of in a way. And then the last bit, right? We see the village. That was nice. They're showing Tanjiro. Everyone's happy. Like he can take off the blindfold and so on. It was kind of fun. I said it in the reaction. I said, "Oh, why do you keep having him in a blindfold? Do they trust him yet? Okay, okay, he get this. He's like pranking him." So that was good and so on. Definitely the ending of that was fun. And I love the blacksmith guy. He was a great character. He's like all angry over using his katana and so on. Yeah, he's a fun character, man. Yeah, probably we'll never see him again though. But he was a great character. He kind of popped in there and was like, "No, where's my katana?" But in the end, I will say I'm a little disappointed that they didn't show us. I said earlier, yeah. I like the Musan backstory there. It was kind of short, but he obviously always dreamt about this thing, right? To go outside in the sun. It's been his thing his whole life, right? He's been dreaming about that. And his strategy, like I said earlier, I think it makes a lot of sense. That instead of like he's trying to experiment, right? To come up with like, how can I go outside? How can I create, you know, like, how can I solve my, basically like my weakness of the sun or whatever, right? But he can't really do that. So instead, that's why he kind of started creating demons to begin with. Because as we see, right, some of demons have crazy powers. Like, I'm a fish guy because I love fish, you know. Oh, I have like, I don't know, 5 clone shit going on. You know, I mean, they have some crazy powers, right, some of the demons that are usually based on who they are before they die or whatever, right? So he's like, well, what if I transform this girl into demon, right? This is the Nezuko chick, you know, with the sun family. She might get sun powers, yeah. It actually makes sense if you go around and, like, you know, make demons to be like, maybe someone's gonna unlock the powers I need, right? I like how he's like, you know, he just creates demons to, I like how Musan basically creates demons to, one of them will finally be able to sunbreed. And then, of course, he... Honestly, after this again, I don't really understand why Musan is doing this thing like, oh, I'm gonna be a child in this house or something. I'm gonna pretend to be a rich boy. I don't get it why Musan is doing his weird, like, I will pretend to be this person or whatever. I don't get it. But what was the point of that? But anyway, yeah, he kind of snapped out of it immediately, right, when Nezuko unlocked her powers, right? So that was a cool scene when she enters the door and he just kills his fake mom. He's like, yeah, because Nezuko is here. Yeah, that burning girl. I gotta meet her up, you know. And then he's like, gotta leave now, right? Yeah. And he's that's it was brutal. He kills his you know, mother, right? And he just walks on the body. Yeah, just walks over her like he's like whatever. But that was a good scene. But anyway, I am 100% sure, I should say that, never 100%, 99% sure, right, that this anime, of course, will have a fourth season. It is, after all, one of the most popular animes, and also, from a monetary standpoint, is very, very valuable for Sony. I made a video about that a few years ago, like 2 years ago, during Corona. But anyway, I like stocks, right? I make a lot of money, whatever, stock trading and so on. And the Sony stock, right? I mean, this is what my video was about. The stocks of Sony really skyrocketed, right, in Corona. So this is 2020. It should be the ER report to like October 2020, maybe November. But anyway, so 4 times a year the company has what's called ER, right? Earning reports. And in Sony's ER report of 2020, they had the monetary gain, right, from Demon Slayer Mugen trade. And that was so much money. They made like $1 billion or whatever. It was so much money on Demon Slayer. And that made the stock go up like 10% or whatever. Right? So the stock can of course go up if you have good reports, right? But basically, what really pushed the stock that time was that the Mugen Slayer video was just so incredibly much money from that. So there's no way that they're not gonna make a season 4, right? Because obviously Demon Slayer is basically the best anime they have, right? From a cash cow standpoint. And they probably make another movie, whatever, right? I mean, they already made that movie in between, right? Demon Slayer like 2 with episode 1 of this anime, so they probably will make it a same thing again, right? They probably make a movie again with like this season in a movie form, right? With 1 episode of season 4, whatever. And again, the reason why they're doing Demon Slayer is because it's the most money they make, right? Yeah, all the anime Sony has, right, or whatever. This anime is by far the one that they make the most money on. For different reasons, maybe also merchandise, right? We saw it early in the stream during the commercial break. They were showing the different figures, right? The Mitsuri figure, when Kana Hanazawa is talking about it, they're showing this like mobile game, they're showing this like baseball game or something. Yeah, and also 2 different card games. They have 2 different Demon Slayer card games, 2 different mobile games, and so on. They get my point. This is absolutely the most likely whatever anime to have a next season. There is no way they're not gonna make seasons of all Demon Slayer, right? It's just so much money for them. So I am 99% sure we're getting a Demon season 4, right? Because there's been no other anime for years that has made so much money like this anime. And at the end of the day, right, money matters, guys. I'm trying to be pragmatic here, but how good an anime is doesn't actually matter, right? It doesn't, right? It's money, yeah. Like people always like, no, this is the best. It doesn't matter. What moves an anime to get more seasons is the money. Of course it is. You have animes that are really good, right? And they only get 1 season because they didn't make any money, right? I'm not saying they're better than worse this anime, but I'm saying there are many, many good animes that never got a second season. Of course, it's because they didn't make enough money, right? That's basically how it is. This anime makes the most money of all animes, basically. So of course, they're gonna have more seasons. Like, it's the most logical thing ever. Like, it's just very, very straightforward, regardless of how good it is. And also, just put out, it's not necessarily either popularity, right? Because some animes can be more popular, not than Demon Slayer, but I mean 2 animes that are kind of, say, not very popular. One can still make more money, right? Depending on merchandising and games and all the stuff. For example, Mushoku Tensei made a lot of money as like a mobile game in China or something like that. It was like a big thing how Mushoku Tensei got banned in China, right? With this like it's kind of Chinese feminist made Mushoku Tensei anime and game get banned. And that's like a massive loss of income because that game made a lot of million per day or something. So sometimes like an anime can make a lot more money based on like some gacha game or whatever that you might think, right, compared to like other animes. For example, what's it called again? I have it on my tongue. With the guy, which I forget, Shadow Imminence. Shadow Imminence. That anime also makes a lot of money. Shadow Imminence makes a lot of money because that game is also very, very successful, yeah. So Shadow Imminence, season 2 is coming soon, right? That's because even though season 1 isn't the biggest anime ever, its mobile game is very, very successful. That's the same thing there. So they're making a season 2 quicker, right? Because they wanna make the mobile game stay relevant, stay popular. So that's why they're making a next season immediately, because they're like, my god, the mobile game is making a lot of money. So if you wanna figure out if an anime is gonna get a season 2 or 3 or whatever, you have to look at that stuff. Look at the anime rate, look at the actual stuff around it, the merchandise, look at the video games, look at the toys, look at everything around it. It's kind of like back in the days with cartoon shows, right? Or like in USA, Thundercats or whatever, those are turtles. Those shows, they could make toys being sold, right? They would make more shows, right? You know, if they sold a lot of those kids toys, right, then they would make more of the TV show because that's where you actually make most of the money, right? But anyway, guys, so we can subscribe. So that's all right. Of course, we're gonna have new season coming soon, right? We have Bleach, of course, probably the most similar to them. I don't know, yeah, Bleach. They have Katanas at least in Bleach. You got Swords at least, yeah. But Bleach, Mutenshi, thought about, of course, Mutenshi, Jesus Christ. And Kaisen, right? Yeah, those are my number 3, right? But what's your number 3? I'm gonna make a video about that probably next week or 2 weeks from now. Of course, looking at all the animes coming in summer, but those are my number 3s, definitely. But I guess you guys can have a great day.